Welcome back to Showbiz Insider, your entertainment news roundup. So as you've seen of Season 3 of Fashion Forward, it really is the definitive platform for fashion designers in the region. Now last month we gave you an overview of everything that went on in the event, but this month we want to focus on the talent of Arabian designers and bring you up to date with the design duos and trios who are bringing cutting edge and new looks to Middle Eastern style. Lebanese designer Rami Kadi graduated from Esmond Beirut and moved on to the Starch Foundation. In 2011, he opened his first flagship boutique in Italia in Beirut. This collection was a princess fairy tale production of floral headdresses, pastel ball gowns, inspired by royalty and the motto that dreams can come true. So Rami Kadi, such a pleasure to have you on the show. Now you've had like a meteoric rise to success from the Starch Foundation to this huge collection. Tell me about the development of the brand.
Actually, I started Starch in 2008 and I was on my own in 2010. So it's been almost 3-4 years that I'm on my own. As you see, each season there's also evolution, and I'm working more on what I like, which is couture.
And what I can see, it was the whole fairy tale princess theme. It was so beautiful. Why did you want to use that particular theme?
I actually wanted to use like the Sleeping Beauty when she wakes up and what happens after she wakes up. So because we never knew what happens after she wakes up. So she wakes up in 2014 and I just imagined her the way she was on the runway.
And it's everything, it's not just couture, there's pret-a-porter, there's accessories. What is the main theme that's running through all of these different lines?
Now the theme of the collection was the Enchanted Kingdom, but we usually work on couture. This is what we do. Everything is handmade, even short dresses or tops, everything is handmade. They're unique or limited edition pieces. So we work in couture, and the accessories for the show, I just did them for the show. I usually make lots of accessories for bridals, but today we had only one bride, so we had one headpiece.
And the bridal headdress was just phenomenal, and loved all the Titania headpieces as well. And finally, just tell me a little bit about Lebanese fashion design, because you guys are really making a mark internationally. What is it about Lebanese fashion designers right now?
Actually, everybody is now asking me this question. I really have no answer to this question, but we're lucky to have such Lebanese, lot of Lebanese designers that are famous already.
Bringing international acclaim to Saudi designers, Lamia Al-Soudari is now London-based and has been producing high-end women's wear since 2007. Her latest collection features elements of masculine tailoring with sports luxe and feminine silhouettes. Platinum wig-clad models wore sharp suits, geometric digital prints, and Al-Soudari's signature emblem. That's the formation of 4 interfacing A's, all in a deftware ceramic palette. So Lamia, your brand concept is basically a transcultural fusion.
Exactly.
How did this work in terms of your collection that we've just seen?
Well, it always has that juxtaposition between two subject matters that are, you wouldn't necessarily put them together. I thrive on that. I like that. I think I'm a bit like that because of where I'm from and where I live and where I've been. So it just comes naturally.
So tell us about your heritage. How does it influence your work?
I'm Saudi Arabian, so obviously, anything cultural. I love old Bedouin culture. I started off being influenced by a lot of the Bedouin culture, and which led to, because I'm a print designer, so it kind of funny way led to geometry and Islamic kind of geometry, and I actually have that as a thread throughout my whole collections. So all my prints, even though it's not obvious, there is that Islamic geometry involved in everything.
And they're all handcrafted prints, aren't
Yes,
they?
they're all handcrafted, either hand-drawn or digitally crafted, but they're all, the process is really long. It's not like someone sitting on a computer and just going, So we actually start off with using collages, and then we draw the collages, and then we take a picture of that and then translate it onto Illustrator, and yeah, it goes on.
And you're known for experimenting with textures and fabrics. Just tell us a little bit of that in terms of the collection that we've seen.
This one, I really tried to just stay focused because of the subject matter that was quite harsh, using guns and fireworks and all that kind of the fact that it's such a harsh piece of weaponry. I decided not to make it necessarily three-dimensional, but try to hint with the sequins and the paillettes that I used. So all the sequins that you've seen, they're all exactly the same as the prints that you've seen, the stars, but they've been laser cut and enhanced and modernized, really. So it's not so boring kind of normal sequin.
Moroccan designer Saïd Mayrouf started his career by costume designing for performances, with his work displayed at the New Museum of Contemporary Art. But this collection was less costume and more minimalist, timeless designs. Elegant tailoring in dove grey, featuring panels, drapes and splits. It's 20 shades of grey for the 21st century girl. You've got a really interesting start in your design career. I read a little bit about it, and you have a background in performance and collaborating with dancers and costumes.
Yes. Oh, it's funny that you bring that up.
Yeah, but how did that inspire your work? Because your work is very minimalist.
Yeah, I started actually, as you said, making performances on location, talking about architecture, the body, and how the body interacts with the space. And this idea I still do, but now it's more wearable. Where I used to make clothes that are targeted for a performance, for example, or an installation. In this case, I need this. I need women to be dressed in these clothes, to be walking on the street in my clothes. So that's why I came to a point like I would love to see my clothes more worn by people.
More sort of pret-a-porter. Now let's talk about this collection that we've just seen. Beautiful, draping, minimalist. Talk me through like the main themes of the collection.
I chose to do a collection of 20 shades of grey. I chose the color gray just to keep it minimalistic and to really show my aesthetic, how I design. I think you can do that the best way. In my case, I thought to do that the best way by using a neutral color, the gray, and then you have much more focus on how things are made, how things are draped, and for you also to notice these detailing, because it's really all in the detailing.
And moving on to design duos and trios who are bridging the gap between European elegance and Middle Eastern charm. We explore the dynamic between creative partnerships that are shaping some of today's most innovative lines. Talamamo is a brand born in Italy to be based in Dubai. It's Italian tailoring merged with Arabic traditions. They give it an edge of urban funk with the long shirt dress styled with trainers and set against electro-based music with various references to films. Meet the charming design duo that's Riccardo and Diego. Brand name Talamamo. Explain to me exactly what that means.
It's is like the metaphor between the two of us. I'm from Argentina, so taller is like taller, the laboratory, and marmo is marble. Actually, it's like a metaphor for luxury, classicism, intericism. So
Italian word.
Yeah, it's Italian word. So we put it together.
Let's talk a little bit about the collection. It was really unusual because it just seemed to be a fusion of a lot of different things. Very funky, but with the long abayas as well. What were you going for? What was the theme?
It's actually like there are a lot of reference from action movies, like Resident Evil, Matrix, Tomb Raider. That's why the ponytail or the asymmetrical dresses. There's a lot of hardware to the reference to the 90s, like industrial 90s, also the song. And there is like a lot of things put together, like women empowerment, like you can see the big lapels from the like 80s worker girl. There are like it's a mashup with all that is linked together between each other.
And moving on to the ladies behind Cage, childhood friends Awa and Basma create clothes based on freedom, self-expression and individuality. This collection, inspired by the early 1990s party scene, features playsuits, velvet dresses, that gold blazer and, as you can see, extra volume hair. So Cage ladies, wonderful to have you on the show. Congratulations on your collection. Now, we haven't had you on the show before, so I just wanted to go back to basics and ask how you guys got together. I believe you were childhood friends and that's how the label started up.
Yes. We both had different jobs at the time. Ottawa was already working in fashion and I was working in my family business. I think it was about 2009, right?
It wasn't. We were just having fun with fabrics. We didn't know what we were doing. And then today we're,
showcasing at Fashion Forward, and we have a label that's that's selling in 13 different stores across the region, and it grew. We grew up with this brand.
High-waisted shorts. You find a lot of high collars. You find loose trousers, rolled up trousers. So we mix a lot of fabrics together, like I was saying earlier. So we used velvets, we used metallics.
Fabrics look casual,
and
very funky, very cool. And finally, Valzoise started with the 3 Tamol brothers and a new take on the bow tie. After just one tweet, it escalated into a luxury accessories brand for men and women. Collaborating with German tailor Patrick Howman, they are now presenting suits and accessories for sartorial gentlemen. Let's talk about the collection that we've just seen. I mean, the accessories were really unique. Take me through what the theme was, what was the inspiration for these just this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming to Dubai as a market, it's renowned for color, energy, vibrancy. So it took a step away from the traditional European heritage, and we focus more on color, cuts and textures as well. So I think what you see there is an opportunity to perhaps wear a pocket square or a tie, but for it to be worn either in the evening or dressed down for daytime as well.
Don't forget the shoes, guys. There were some very colourful shoes going on. Did you design those too?
Yeah, so we've been involved in terms of offering creative input for the shoe designers as well, and it's a brand called Galet. So there's more to come in the coming weeks and months with our collaboration with them.
Designers celebrated at this season's Fashion Forward are now dressing celebrities, sportsmen, musicians and the international fashionistas, proving the strength of emerging talent of our regional designers and of course cementing Fashion Forward as a definitive platform in the Middle East. We cannot wait for the next season that's coming up in October. So from cutting-edge design talent to supporting new musical acts, up next, guys, we have Zippo Encore Arabia. It's like a kind of mini version of Pop Idol. After the break.